We are using the client credentials middleware in some of our routes, and that means that specific routes are being protected to be accessed without any kind of access token. In fact, we can obtain an access token using only the client credentials in this case and send it to authorize a request to that specific route. During this class, we are going to see how to obtain a client credentials access token. And of course, for that, we need to go to our command prompt and create a new client. In fact, we can use any other client that we already have, but let's create one to obtain the latest credentials for this. We can input whatever ID of a valid user, or in fact, it is not going to be checked, so we can say that the ID is 0. We are going to specify a name. And we can use the default value for the redirect, but remember that it doesn't matter because we are not going to use it right now. After this, we have the client ID and the client secret. So let's copy this. And using those credentials, we are going to obtain a new access token. So for that, we need to send a post request to the OAuth token route. If we send this, we can see how, for example, we have an unsupported grant type because, well, we need to specify a grant type and the client's credentials. In this case, the grant type is going to be client credentials. And we need to specify the client ID and the client secret. If we send, we can obtain a new access token. If we copy this, we can go to try to obtain, for example, the categories, and as we can see, it is going to fail because we are not sending any kind of authorization using an access token. So how can we send the access token that we obtained to validate this request? Well, we just need to go to our headers and set an authorization header and specify the value that is going to be bidder. That is basically the method to issuing the access token. Then we need to write a space and paste the value of the access token. Be careful with this. That must be in capital letter, and we need a space between the bidder and the value of the access token. If we send, we can see how we have access now to this protected route. And the same, for example, for products. It is a protected route, but as we are sending a valid access token in the authorization header, it is going to allow us to access it. We are done now. We can see how to obtain an access token using the client credentials and, of course, how to use it when we can with this specific grant type. See you in the next class.